Hey guys, and welcome back. Today I wanted to talk you through my current journaling routine. I talk about journaling a lot on my channel. I do a fair amount of journaling in the daily pages of my Hobonichi Cousin, along with in my 5-year journal, which I've talked about but haven't really shown too much on my channel. Recently I've sort of put some consistent routines around filling the two of these out, and I found that that's really helped me be more consistent than I have been in the past. It also makes my current routine feel way more sustainable, and I think this is something that I'll be able to balance for the next 2 to 3 years. We'll see how life changes and what curveballs we get for 2021, but I thought I would just show you what I'm currently doing to fill these out on a daily basis. So the first planner that I fill out in the morning is actually my 5-year journal. This is a Hobonichi brand 5-year journal, so you get a space for that day for 5 years in a row. I really like that this is dated both from the month, the day of the week, but it also has the years in here. I need a little bit of added pressure of having the year within this planner to keep me consistent, but I am on my 2nd year in this planner and I will be using this through 2023. In this planner, I really focus on writing what happened that day, and I will always fill it out for the day before. So today is the 28th, so I'm going to go ahead and fill in the 27th. And what I do when I grab this in the morning is I'll actually pull out my pocket rings and flip to yesterday's daily, and then I will reference what happened and go ahead and fill this guy in. So real time, that took me about 1.5 minutes to fill out what happened yesterday. So I really focus on where we went, what we did, who was there, more so than how I felt about it. This is more like record keeping for what actually happened in that day. And then over the last couple months, I've been trying to utilize this right-hand page. So now I'm going to go back in and try and put some more highlight, memory, little details focus that I think are going to be fun to look back at the end of the 5 years. Okay, so I did fill this out using my uni Jetstream in 0.7. I will link this pen body and the size of ink that I'm using down below if you are curious, but it's the same pen that I use in my Hobonichi Cousin because this is also Tombow River paper. So that takes me less than 3 or 4 minutes every morning, and the next thing that I will pull out is my Hobonichi Cousin. So in my Hobonichi Cousin, on the daily pages for the morning, the first thing I will do is I pull up my Bible app. I will write down what the daily verse of the day is, and then I take a couple seconds just to quickly write out a little prayer just to get the conversation going for the day. And I try and keep this, if you're looking at the blank page, there is sort of a delineating line that kind of breaks up this to-do and notes page from the actual scheduled hourly portion of the daily. So I try and keep that all sort of within this column. And again, total between my 5-year journal and doing the verse, which I use a Tombow mono drawing pen in 03, and I do the prayer journaling using my uni Jetstream in 0.7. This maybe takes me 8 to 9 minutes in the morning, just depending on how large this conversation is. But that's what I will do before I kind of start my day while I'm having my coffee, and it sort of gets the juices flowing for me and has helped me stay most consistent by doing that first thing in the morning. In the evening, I will come back, and what I do is I actually set a timer for 20 minutes. It's never actually taken me 20 minutes, but having the timer I think helps me stay focused and lets me know that if I was going a little bit crazy, that it gives me an out to stop whenever I want to. So within that 20 minutes, what I will do is I will open up my monthly and I will select a highlight of the day and find a sticker in my collection, pop it down, and then quickly write in what that memory was. So for yesterday. We got our flu shot, so I opted just to go with a stethoscope sticker, so I knew there was something medical that happened that day, and there was a tropical storm that evening from a hurricane, so I wrote that in as our highlight. Then I will flip to my weekly page, and what I will do is I will sort of backfill in again, referencing today's daily, any sort of additional tasks that happened, any memories that I wanted to remember. I will go ahead and fill in and sort of make sure that these mirror each other. This doesn't take me very long because since I typically pre-plan in this planner, a lot of that information is already there that I would see on my daily. So it's just sort of a quick true up about what actually happened and started putting in more of those little memories that I wanted to remember. For example, my husband was watching an old Warzone throwback tournament that I wanted to remember, and we brought out our winter comforter finally, so I wrote that in. And again, the storm that woke us up at like 3 in the morning, so I went ahead and put that in and pulled out a sticker to mark that. So these are the kind of things that end up getting backfilled. Anything you see with like a heart is a memory that I talk about this within my plan with me's, and then otherwise I just have additional tasks that I've added, and I will check off what got done or migrate what didn't. And then finally, I will flip back to my daily pages, and what I will do is I will see if there's any sort of notes that I took either in my inbox or maybe it ended up in my reference section of my ring bound planner. And if it's something that I think I want to keep long term or something that will be fun to remember and look back on, I will go ahead and add that to my daily page. So yesterday's daily, you can see I did my prayer journaling. It was a little bit smaller. I successfully learned how to print and cut clear sticker paper, so I just printed an image and put the sticker on to mark that. And then otherwise, my husband had given me a list of video games that he would be interested in receiving for Christmas or things that he wanted to play. So I thought that this listy would be handy to have because one, Christmas is coming up, so these are good gift ideas for friends and family members or for myself to get him, but also in April, when his birthday comes around, if I'm running low on ideas, I will remember that I have this list and it will be indexed within my Hobonichi Cousin and I will be able to find it again. And then finally, what I'll do with whatever time is remaining, I will go back in and just do a little bit of journaling. I've talked about this before that I have almost no rules when it comes to my journaling. I just start putting pen to paper. Sometimes I write about how I feel, sometimes I write about that day. Sometimes I'm writing about a planner that I'm really into or someone that I'm watching on YouTube that I'm really enjoying. Sometimes I will write about lyrics to a song that really hit home. Sometimes it's creative writing, fan fiction ideas, or a scene that I want to get written on paper. Sometimes it is about something my husband said that I thought was hilarious that I wanted to expand upon, or sometimes it's just vision journaling where I will try to fake it till I make it and write about how I want things to happen, play out, be accomplished, that kind of info. I also do a fair amount of memory keeping if I want to write about a specific event, like we had a social distanced picnic that I put in photos for. This is the full moon. I did a full moon yoga and just kind of wrote in about that. So daily pages are used a little bit differently every day, but recently I've added in that prayer journaling, which takes up a good amount of space, and I find that I can do my 5-year journal and my prayer journaling in the morning in less than 10 minutes. And then in the evening, I go in and I do my highlight of the day, backfill in my daily, so my memory keeping is always up to date. And then I will do a little bit of creative journaling time by kind of playing with some hand lettering, moving in any sort of thing I want to reference later, and putting pen to paper and getting some thoughts out in the daily page. And this has consistently taken me less than 20 minutes for the last 2 years, but since I've actually put a timer on it, I think I spend about 15 minutes every night filling this out. So a total of 25 minutes a day to do journaling and memory keeping, and I think that's been really good for my mental health over the last couple years, and it helps me stay on track. I know that can feel like a lot of time to dedicate on a daily basis to a lot of people, but this is something I genuinely enjoy doing, and I think that time is, you know, what maybe someone would maybe spend watching an episode of something on, say, like Netflix or Disney Plus, but I don't typically watch things like that, so this works out really well for me. If you have any kind of journaling routines, let me know in the comments down below. If this helped you at all, let me know. If you've made it this long, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.